Good afternoon to every one of you here, and those present here today, especially the media. Today, as we gather here today to mark the occasion of our party manifesto, which is known as the People Alliance Party. And before I go further, I have to introduce my colleagues. Far right is Maimuna Jai. We have Mohammed Siri. My name is Ebrima Sisi. Far left you have Khalifa Sonko, Khalifa Manneh, Khalifa Ba, and Peter Sonko. Today is another day for us today as we are here today. As we all know, People Alliance Party under our humble leader who is known as Ebrima Tabora Manneh. Our party was registered since November 7, 2021. 2022, and is a registered bona fide political party, a party which is known across the length and the breadth of this country. But today we deem it ourselves to call the media to share our agenda for people to understand the message that we put across. And after all, we will embark on a nationwide tour, but whatever the case may be, we will let you know as far as the media is concerned. But I don't have much to say as far as my humble leader, who is well known, Ebrima Tabora Manneh. Manneh, the floor is yours.
La mode la fana be konto na baake mun gambe no fana be to be konto na baake ngalam nak kono fortunately na voice on Gambian Scorpions ima win bari chance jama be nyaato ba fule strong ba fule the next party service bari konto ndiro ko la rek ka fale pour mieux sambana jam na party ke the People's Alliance party wala ka fay pa pour ka discourse na party side de tempo mi ta na hamu minti ani pour banko fana ka banko fana na ko kaja ni ba mol pour bari fana political party le mi alon ko a register ta no 2022 November karo ni worolo registro ko la nak tarta do ko kan mum mol kata nyomo kan dum ko say fu tata tembeto dami alon ko bena pare kan pour kana banko yaay commence o banko yaay nak de funti la bastar la non banko ma fama de ta dina mol be kajala pour parti la agenda dina plan mu minti na hamen ko pour banko kan ya tina na parti ni fo na parti mol be wala kajala ka banko fana na alhalo ko ala solution mi pour min ñanta keno la fo banko ñi lafta ka bondi ak ka silo min silo ni ala ko amanya fa amandia ni ay maaje ko ni ko continue banko be ko mata do so la de ñanta so folo be mu fola rek gambe no be tan ke de jay kaje ko gambe mu banko ci ñala ko banko ndinne amang mo million fula ani data nan dro mo million fula ni data nak mo advantage balati Gambia because banko na mo wara baake amane yo ko sonal because Gambia ni yaji be la do fana man banko si dana kay sa ko village la wara city la because ni tara banko mi ala ko billion 1000 million plus be je amen ni tara kay na more than 1400 amen million de be je ni tara India fana 1400 million ma fam America million ke sabani fe do Gambia mo million keme fula fa anin tala def na ni sala ko do ba ko dinne because ndo yata tol min na biggest advantage wala ko ka kilimo Gambia le famo nyanta kala banko di miya ko isabu ko amol kita kilinti amanke aman ñoo so do dunia ko because tol do yata be ñolon na mol futu tale na mol du taño ko non ni Gambia be mu batil ka kilinti bare simi fono rek banko mi yalon ko amol kita kilinti kambeta wo banko rek ñanta taso hani tata suwo ko tata mo la korda ko tata mo la bo ko ma ko ni manke kilinti e man kambe bu ka ñanta taso wo don tol the first thing so la tamina Gambia wala kambe wala ngake kilinti wala nga unite tebe Gambia non dani la na hani mo kilin kana som for molian tala because of politics molian tala ka fa ko sielam molian tala because of dinolem molian tala because of religion min hadama ni mo be hadama di mo itata area tata siwo sito mo kendo tan la ji mo jol tan woton ton na number 1 advantage wala pour na unity won nyanta be so la ko na unity na kanta na de ko kilimo Gambia no be afil mo be Gambia jam mu siwo sito fo mu manding pol fo mu suwal fo mu fulol mu jolal mu sarabulol mu kasi ko ti mu siwo si di Gambia jam yaade ko Gambia jam represent jam wala nan tol birin be na pati fo ba mi fo fo ko pati ni laftale Gambia no be fanje pati ni ko siwo si di Gambia to abe be di pati to la executive ko kaje ko molbe si fanje ni because laftale wo kilima ya ka sambala ba Gambia to us bole be sambala wala nyam wo ko la nan ala nan anena Gambia mal because banko la nemo be ta na na wala ala mol nim mol be banko kare ala ko banko na mo so do wo mol ni unity so rek ala ko nemo so do adum Gambia nan simu fono nata mo min ta ne ngadula minje Gambia mol daji ka kende amin bela ani sone amin bela ani kayra mo amin bela dunia ko non safa ko temman laji Gambia lo tata be Gambia tata America mo dan 13 years nitar America ba tar la violence min beje mo fa min beje crime min beje drugs min beje ani bala fa baliya mi an ka beje ani stress min beje ini la ko so be e man la Gambia ka ko Gambia ni smiling coast nga Gambia di mo ci traf war yaari ma fel so ala las mo de dalasis ani be ngay sompu ani ya kala nyote Gambia la be ko la je be ko la so ko ta bla be mo lo di yefta la domor wato sita ye kuma ni pure na e dobro wona kur ngalo ka understand to la janga amun ado mi ko jata mi dinga barna lafta mo ngami understand wala ko tur mo fi wala ala la yoke ko mo fi wala te ke no la babo te ke no la arabo wo nga understand hani man fe ta na ado la ani na ciosano ni yalla ko bete am kane ko la mo ta tol mi wala ti wala so wala taraje ni nga bulam bulam fi wo fa no ta so c'est hatta tim yes na America ni tata tubabo liya ibu african o drone net and we les respect adu yata bake ni tata arabo liya ni tol be ko ni mudina kilenti bari ikam mutal ko tol manki fenti and wala drone ni tata indian o liya tata chinese o liya mim bala fa warta ibote jam iko tum gambien o be gambien dal ko ko gambien particular ko ibote je ko gambien o gambien o mi outside ya be ni tata America e tolle la balunya ka fisé ni tata England Europe e tolle la balunya ka fisé ni tata Asia tolle la balunya ka fisé ni tata Indian o tolle la balunya ka fisé ni tata Chinese o tolle la balunya ka fisé ni tata Dauda ni mo ya awta tolle la balunya ka fisé bar wo mo kilo mo bondi ya tubabo e bonna na Gambia Indian o bondi India na Gambia Lebanese o bondi Lebanon na Gambia Chinese o bondi China na Gambia ala balunya e fisé ti Gambia la banko ka o la banko biya la Gambia ni ala fa ko na abal fa wa ko mon fa ngin taw muna tin nan tolbe ta America illa balwo fi sayati itoliye bonni America e najam ñewu ta comme itoliye fi sayati muna tin libani so ko la Libanon ay na en tra Gambia jam ala balu ñay fi sayati andu nit tol tata ya malu ko mon ket ngalo min na sister so duli ka ko li Gambia de kada ka do to liban dol be je ke trick ñam ngalo ko na Gambia mo min ya ko bote jam ita ko do Tunisia dol be morok ñol dol be Italy ñu ni kaje ke la dam bedo ba fon dol bi ka bondi je kan to ya ka bondi ja ko la ban way fo nga start dol fa na fo ala fin fo la na fam kan na sincere amake comme politique because unfortunately politics science wol ye molto tinya ba wala ndata ko always ko man ko politics ya politics ndata min ni je man fe ni je ni Gambia United rek Gambia non kita ngani ya kiliti United te halim man fe so wayo wasa wo mu fenati yalla ko Gambia so na disapo man ñen so responsibility la Gambia and unfortunately politics nimba ko kan Allah ta division de sambal nan nimba ko kan so da mo ni yalla ko e mu Allah ta biso da sambal ko ite ni ko jaay ni nata len jaay fulo bi jam jaay sara fulo bi jëm jaay mandin ko be jëm jaay suwal bi jëm sa jaay mu nit tol na mal siem comme misunderstanding sambala na dem yalla ko ni nata jam Gambia kasim ko mandin ko manjako jola ibe mu kilene difference mo ni tata so itata tol ya jam ntamu manel kontam mandin ko ntamu mandin ko itata balan tol ya ko mu balan tol ani tata balan tol ya mu balan tol ni tata jola le mu jola ni tata tol ya itata mané fulo bi de loro ni tata makka balla mané sa de ka fu makka balla mané dem mané ci do so wala fana fana saytul bunat na mu kuran ni ñanta tinal sickness si problème ñaaji dawda ka ko ko ron rek fos ñata o bayla la ay limma wo bay rek hani nga no ngam fanda hani to develop then na number 1 agenda mit wala ko kaji ko gammi ko kilente ngala son politique senso ila interest ay division sa mara politique because il fait tale ila wo fe yo le atene be si fata fanso yuso pour kaje ko den tam man ko ko ha man ko alka yo fasa because kamera ko ko man ko so to la ni nga so ko wala ko be o do amna ka tamu jola tina ko jola Allah ka wala na to be o do ko tamu fulol Allah fasa wala ba na fulo abe fenkel momo ya kere ya intention ko so ya be fel la because mi atne be fel la tema ko ala la ko ay dedal ay ke bankoti ay kesiel ay ke bankoti ay kesiel bira be kala bankoti ama ko ba kala gambete bira ba kala bankoti siel ama ko ba kala surwade warana ko fulo warana ko ando warana ko ama ke bankoti ay siel wo bankoti nak ay sindi da wo si bla tout ma disa ko ha nata ngaje ko ay hakilo min ngaje ko jamm gambia ngaje ko jamm senegal sa en tolbe ya senegal be ya tolbe na gambia senegal bala senegal ko bodal sunu te tolbe afrika tubabo dolbe europe dolbe america mo fi mo dol fombe america ni tan america mo fi mo dolbe je i tolle finta mo dolbe afrika jam so bari tol ay gambia le dem bi ay gambia na ko ni fo ko tanke yimbe alquran on ako ni nata na ga siyata abe kala siyata enta ako dole ke afrika no dole ke europe yano dole ke mo fi mo dole ke mo koyo ako bar gambia ko nga dole ta dole ke manding kol dole ke suwa dole ke fulo dole ke jola ay ke wajam sa ni ala dina ko ma denja ni banku ndiw ni man ko no jam man ke no kilima wona sa ko feta because ala ya ay yamari ni balanta wala go number 1 mo ko ya ke politics ya use as an agenda sal ko be fela mo mo individual ka mira fam alon ko courant dole so do sa dole be kere mi alon ko wo be wo musi sa wo ala ni asala ni ga kenare ni woto nga try na gambia ta ko ma ko ala en so wala le nga en so wala ay banko din na banko gambia keno ay keno din gambia le keno be ya isi seno ke ay badin na isi de mo ko ye ko ni mo ya ay hada man di mo dina hakilo min dina mo de dunia ko mi ala ka ta hakilo wartan pour ka understand ni na arabolia ini tata school ini karan ye mit no ka wala no ni tata tuba bolia tanga je tuba bolia ini kata the same class university ikatu tuba bolia mi ala ko ka fe e ka mo ko mi ala ko black ini tuba bolia exam ke ta first round ta tuba bolia ke hakilo man diyanti e hakilo mo waranti amen arabo li hakilo man diyanti e hakilo mo waranti amen chinese all the same thing indian all the same thing min ke rek tol tuba bolia colonize biri bota jang e system min bula jang continue ta the same system la and wo system na man change man da hanibla because hani ka ni bison beje tay itol ya sabana tol ka kabri ya sabana ka dol to ko ka tol be ka government because biri tuba bol be ni ke government solo eta da makati government solo je itol le na state house itol le mara na government la moto kendo la be tol le korda kendo la be tol le ke fanyo salary kendo la min time bata je da europe nyol to comme england exemple eta je li fol so tol la mol mi to le to musene la le ta ni do bulal bar banko la solo femo tol ya control na resources na tier ni ko don do le fu mo limo da sa ko to de daji so wo system le tarta je ko level fulal set itol be sanko gameno le do bire bota je dak ye place o di mol men pour ye marande na ma sa kundal wol ko tam famo la mol ko bari to ko min karanta ko ali mara nyula wol fana biri na tay marta o marata wol ko tine wala ko government ta ma nyabe afrika ta ta nyabe jam gambi jam always abe wala nyama no wota ke ni sabata wala ko min be government be santo yalla to le ke fande salary ba ni aji be average gambe to kula be 3000 5000 10000 15000 20000 ke yo wala barta yaji be min be santo ye fande salary ba be moto bal bori yalla ministre mo jelle ba e ka moto min di ministre kilin pour ya understand o si député fo sa elo nga député fo na député mi am ko tena tol ani min be la moy kan tol len na ko do ka na carte da na carte fay lote dol fo be fami support na carte fay prisi la folo ye la salary la fa ye allowance on di fan hani la den ko tol ka se ni sittay benta ye fanjo ye motor la salary la fa ba ye motor di fa ko motor 2.5 million dollars $2.5 million. $2.5 million Niagibe. It only 5 years the Kelly. Well, 5 years ago, was some 500,000. Well, 500,000. Now, I'll tell you, Jamal will do the 500,000 sample. Because 500,000 liters of oil and carbon, he gave you $40,000. He gave you one. Even more, you have 40,000 every month. I mean, well, some almost 480,000. Almost 500,000. Well, send you Lulum. I mean, 2.5 million. It is what I can't if I can't laugh at but I have I'm not on the formula 40,000. It has got 10,000 from us. It has got a loss of Jordan. I allowance of the so your system what the same system in the continent. Mini Besanto, governance Mutala coming at the continent and told me Besanto, Little Besanto, Nina family, Nina body, Nina terror, will run the technology, then told Nafo to see problem. Yes, so in the in the Malcana Lanyola. Manicol in Jolan Malanyola, many are calling back in the factory. Flow Liman Nicol Malanyola, Eta Yamin, Eta Nicolo, one leg killing. San Hulo in Jolan Mandela. In fact, then I told the blame San. Ning continent, many and more blame than told from. Because many better told my parent can represent. He told me Fanayal come current and a fellow. Because many government, he had kilo one. Hanimim Mankaramba and Mim Mankaram, Amanta school, Nina Sita Hakil Kumo Foy. This I got a kilo what me al Bakilos or Al Mastaso. And when you mean the government, when you mean the government, if a decision will make a cool cake, Fenty ye no, me alone can't tell you the Alman. So Muna never did the fun from Muna that interest. Mail a salary for it. Puri laughing for it, Milamotomi Baborin, and the woman to Aliam in Janta. Because you get allowance, it all can defend the contribute like it. You don't defend the contribute like a proof of motor card. You must contribute. You may get a $1 million contribute. But Jenny will get allowance in the car. Science and intercoil motor dinner. Even motor dealer, but in front of the contributor. But if they have a contributor, every month you can even 10,000 contribute. For your person. The quarter, but Jenny back and say, allowance, transport allowance about 10,000. Well, then fuel allowance about 10,000. So they were 10,000, so they don't continue. So you need to be careful. And no, I need to stop it. Political not navigate, unfortunately, politicians will be politics. Politicians will do, I'm okay with it. Because you need to cannot have from all the left of the Moila data facing the community. So one of the change. And we don't have change them. All African people are changing. But in Manjana Silla, you cannot be carrying a man to Gambia on a kilo. Kilo be carrying more from a kilo. African or Lekero, but not I start Gambia. Ukana but Nigeria le wata wole nyanta na Africa for the move from the world. Ukana from the Senegal but the whole Gambia. But first na start from the Banko. Na start from the Banko. Minni beje ye represent Dolly Kejo. Na make so ko nyanta represent le nyama ye represent Bola. Na make so ko Banko la suto min yalo ko Kadila. Ya dundi blado mi yalo ka be na fal. But pourquoi wo Gambia so la mi bela pour ay develop ay ke Banko ay ke Banko nyon taw. I respect Roman Rakir. Come if I take a Gambian, yellow ID card, yellow passport, yellow voters card. If it is that la contem Gambian, yeta America Muluton, yeta Chinese or Muluton, you might defend, yeta Baluzare, yeta Lebanon, yeta Baluzare, yeta Indian or Chinese or European, yeta told the poor baby side. Yena ye traila Bankoka, even Luaso. Iman do ku correct wi so idi mol fama la school fees take problème le iman sabati plaso woli ne la bankoka ta yeta da ya na ngre ba di re porta correct no for that 5 million 10 million 20 million abarma itolla moto correct mo ya di mi bor itollu tamal la itolle be ta la do ko la ko tek fa yeta jimpex ni ta di fo amen yela fi bor ya tara moy lunta moy nana ay bit ko yele aka building materials wafi abe womi wafi kan example inde no na building materials yele aka wafi ala kasiya bondina india kana ka wafi ka je na mol be sir yam ta ko is normal ala sales page na ya bondina india itala mol man do ko sol mol mi baso ala staff hani sa kun gol fay ka kun gol ke biya ko ka mol le keno san gambia sai yi keno san ila do ko lani expert ko e bondina bantal kunko doko ye Gambia no tani tata jibe be kala na wala itol le ni liberation do ko lawla ila banko ka e manki fendi fo liberation wo fana respecté jibe na bit ko fana be ko intérêt fu ila client wala sama ay commission de mandi tul nga ko be data so direction min ba na so boso mi ba borendi kan e be boso mi borendi kan abe tata silo men afota silo la and in future man tara nyeje pour aliaro amake nyone nete amake kam wala aje nte masakunda pour mo liaro stade ngam masakunda respecté ko nyanta respecté dile because lu ay ni fu ba abla be alu ba ko du ko ko fu lay alu na pati mo na wala ko government ni respect president na respect ala do bulan ni respect because do le ke do le ke banko la lual na respect andu na politiko ko hani mo kili me alaw yesi fata faso sama ni mom mo kili alaw yenen diro sama na politiko ko mom mo alaw ka ñone ka ño doya bari min be kéré wonte mo ñata ko delo de fem compromise de be respect la ko ni la position bari i ñanta mi kila fata ba ko bo so ñi ay silo bula andu banko ñi filta area teje section teje department teje mi ala ko bara Banjul area te ka cross le all the time ñim bara Banjul area ni tata ji feri ñi problème la an ni ma adresse bara Banjul amanta bi 6 kilometers iñanta drive lo nana on bridge bi je aussi lo bi less than 10 minutes feri na be pour la man ñanta bi la 30 minutes mo kasi over 2 hours dol be sa sari dol ni dingol feri ñanta cross le cross no ko babla dol na independence no more than 58 years tol mo be kere ha Sénégal yele Sénégal momi ala ka Sénégal ko 1 year 6 months open ay do ko ke 6 months iñata jola ko di momi na 30,000 50,000 60,000 dol 100,000 i ko tawle mo wo ita soksi tan ngay iñata fo ngala moy ñaan ko to sen alto soksi last time nga moy ngamre ita ta pour ka tiel sen jambe about 8 million dollars iko Sénégal ini ko do ta ngamre ko foy dojo ko ba 8 million iñata sambala dame ini 1.8 million for 6 million 1.5 million dollars what is a job mo la julo be la 6 million plus ini 1.5 million dollars kataje the government masakunda ni ma woke na 8 million ni ma wo resno no ko te fiel bureaucratie fem ba ñana tar la jëm believe me ngalo ko ntam ko mo support bar masakunda min tam tanu jang min benu jang 8 million ñata jol afa ba bala mu dol bar 8 million la tan seriously ate dile la so ñu gëna fayal bi kéré andum fo nga accept fo nga reality face nim ma reality face problème bi kéré ma paré pour ka adresse believe min be ñi situation min ko be continue la wala kon andum dingol ta wala fa be joya foire ya min be jam amanke ko foire ya ko min fende ya kede ko min alale la ñi tara foire ya ñi min be jam man me na mol le ya ke ni right decision ke beta ñaato ni man ni continue wrong decision mata la ni Gambia tan tammi ko ni Gambia no bonni Gambia jam ye samba Sweden ye 5 years deal ye Sweden so bonni Sweden ye samba ye Sweden ye samba Gambia jam itolbe ngam pam na Sweden itolbe pa ke dani jannim 5 years itolbe wala Sweden dara mo sella ye tuwa bol samba nan jam ye sanjilu li ye tol tay ye samba Sweden sanjilu ben yamen kataw na yani sanjilu be wala ya kara ko solde andu ni de mo molle ni be muna tan tol fan na jam nta keno la fo na mola amman ni je funti jam kata banda kata ni do femma to kero ko sta mol ni be nyande be fa donna so ajo ko problem wala be ji amanda wala julol ni ya ko ba ta kam banko tol ala ya problem wala andu wo problem o abe banda la bake because julo ngari ba 2016 what time mo julo be gambe la 2016 ma ko about 53 billion ajo ko million wuli tan saba wuli million wuli talu ane saba 53,000 million wala julo be gambe that is about 53,000 million more than 50,000 million ya million ko 1 2 3 4 5 400 200 300 1,000 2,000 3,000 for 53,000 million wala julo be gambe around 2016 between 2016 to 2023 julo jim double kaboni independence 1965 for 2016 about 53 billion 2016 kana 2023 in about 7-8 years julo la fana more than 50 billion sai julo bi na more than 100 billion, 100,000 million, 100,000 million. What do you work on? I don't know. Instead of Nalo Koto Fanyu, and Nunga Kato, maybe the movie for you. And Nungami will mean the level than Nunga. Because what development by right, health sector normal level, not a Woko, not a Mikro, Asian, Loptano, correct, standard Loptano vigil. Now, Loptano, honey dialysis machine can't be the problem. Niñata surgical or certain operations begin. For it, Senegal, White, Turkey, White, India, White, Europe. Woko, man quality Loptano. Honey school or man good standard schools also. I mean, need schools also be didn't all be school, more than 20,000 Kagila every year, Dokuma Soro. Many kind of around from the man will put the cool one, but what you get consider Mando opportunity, Hana Festival. Munat and told the falling below came on the Kaji a normal country. Don't make a normal country design because the back and direction is very wrong. I took a mini video told you the interest, mini no more than the interest of the Jeremy told them, okay. But reality, from a reality face. Because Benin cake and America Puruso Mandimon, but in Malafimin left them in a Gambia in a Bangkok. Here respects to the Nilunda Nata in a Bangkok, I respect. Willem a normal Bangkok in Bambuya. Gambian will marry a government, Gambian will marry the economy, Gambian will marry the security. I mean, Nimma walking. Bekela lu fonto na banko adu kam fo wala ko lan be nga lan so kenol imasia sain kenol moramal be wat ko lu ko le gambe banko ni national al kenol be wat min be na la ban nakela wala ko kenol be kala jam gambe non be kala luas la drone ti ila banko ka ko si be la banko ka e ma kenol so dun tam le kenol so aya di balo ko tam na kenol luas so idi o be nakela be luas so ni sa wo sa ala fa aya la fa ni mal la fa ay bay ban ifa ay ka na banko ka ini la passeport imal luas o jone bay ba banko diebe o nganya la because nan ko na masakunda benefit je mi ala ko ka provide gambian so abala ka warta baake wol kan fuma fero ke kaaje ko dal na masakunda ni wol ka ko inyanta minke la ila do ko le nte ngaje ton drone la jan man sakata ay trasilo do ku kan wara ay lokano yel mol kata ka celebrate kay fenne ke mol ye ko do di la masoma ke kay ko na bu ngoloy ay bu ngoloy aka ko ngi makko ngaku balake andum dolta be nyamede 1 million bebul ya di masoma la e kay bu ngoloy ni o 1 million ayata ay 300 wala 500,000 ke bu moti ay 500 ko muta ala jibo ko afama wota akana ka fo fena do ko bake wodo be keri ja pour nga understand yes
my name is Anusi from Katana Paris.
Okay.
What's your party's assessment on the police state
of the security?
Yes.
The national security?
Yeah.
Security of town. No, I think it's very, very unfortunate. I spoke about security, and I said we must take charge of our security. Taking charge is that Gambia is supposed to be a sovereign country, or is supposedly a sovereign country. It's an independent country, and if you're independent, you must be in charge of your destiny. And security is part of it. You must be totally in charge of your security. But we know that our state house is being secured by people who are non-Gambians. We know that our seaport and our airport are secured by people who are non-Gambians. I mean, I honestly welcome outside forces through economic who are in this country. But there are certain things that we must not outsource. We should not have outsourced to them. I don't support the idea of one having non-Gambians to be in charge of security at our state house. And I'm not supportive of them being aware of certain security setups in the country. Let's say our security barracks, our intelligence in terms of security, the kind of equipment that we have. I mean, those ones, I think they should not be disclosed to outside forces. And unfortunately, it's like our own security forces are not taking the actual roles that they should, because they should have been in charge of our state house. We should have secured our seaports and other places. That's misplaced. Secondly, because when you talk about security, it's not just the army, but we get the immigration and we get the police as well. The security sector are not empowered as well. If you look at the police, You go to a police station, sometimes you find some of the stations are dilapidated. I went to one of the up-country one time. I went to a station, they don't even have a decent desk. Not talk about, they were talking about laptops and fans and whatnot. So if you look at the office setup alone is definitely way below standard. I mean, so they're not encouraged, they don't have logistics. And if they have logistics, they don't have fuel. So what we're giving to the security sector is very, very lacking. And we've noticed that lately there's a lot of crime in this country because we're not giving them the support that they deserve. And because, unfortunately, Gambians, this is across the board, and it's true for the security sector also. They're not giving the support that they deserve, but also they're not getting well paid. I mean, this payment that I was talking about, you look at the salary of a police officer, and I like to talk about them a lot. We pay them less than $6,000, $7,000, less than $10,000. I mean, and it's end of month, they need to pay their house rent, or they need to buy a bag of rice. What you pay them is definitely very small. So when they receive the rent, the money, they will pay the rent. Now there's not enough money to buy a bag of rice. So what they will do, they go on the street and start stopping vehicles and asking for a driver's license so that they can get this money. That's the reality. That's what is happening at the moment. So security sector has not been prioritized. That's why I said Senegal, Gambia is inside Senegal. We must have a very good relationship with Senegal because our borders, in terms of external borders, it's only Senegal. So when we have a good security sector in Senegal, I mean, I think Gambia is in a very good situation to ensure that there is peace in this country. But Gambians, by and large, are peaceful people. But we notice that lately there is a lot of crime that is related to poverty, is related to drugs that is used in this country, is related to unemployment. So all of those have an impact on the security sector. But definitely they need to be supported, they need to be empowered, they need to be trained. So there's a lot of things lacking in the security sector.
Yeah, you talk about employment. What are the parties and key strategies to be able to recover the country inflation? We are currently facing high of inflation.
Yeah.
What are the key strategies and how are we going to employ?
Thank you. I'm glad you mentioned that. You hear what we said that in the Gambia we'll ensure, we'll support. You know, we have more than 10 banks in this country, and most of those banks are owned by non-Gambians. I mean, I think it's only Egypt that is owned by Gambia or the majority stakeholder, and then we have a trust bank that is partly owned by the Gambia. But those banks are not giving support to other Gambians. So we said yes. What we will do is we will create multi-millionaires in the Gambia within a very short period of time. We said, if you look at the construction sector, the amount of money that is spent in construction, and most of it is given to non-Gambians. So what we do is to create employment. We bring in what we need is construction equipment. You can get them easily nowadays. You can arrange them and you get them from outside, from China, very easily. Government can negotiate them. You bring it in the country and distribute it within the regions. Make sure that every region, the area council should not be there. You should at least give them something to do. They should be able to do development also. Now, give that out to the area council as a law. Look at the security sector. Use the military. You have a lot of young, able-bodied men in the security sector, whether it's in the police or in the army. Utilize them. If you go to other countries, the military has a unit that is called an engineering corps. And those people, they do construction, heavy-duty construction, civil construction. Like they do bridges, they do buildings, they can do roads. They can tender. Let them compete the area council and the security sector, and also civilians. You give them the equipment that they need. Those are construction equipment. Once they have that, there's a lot of youth who will be able to work in the construction sector. If you find out how much they pay, a contractor to do construction, road, mostly, hardly is it below $10 million. We're talking about $600 to $700 million. Now that should stay in this country, but if you give it to an outside construction company, usually what they do is they bring in some technicians and pay them huge salaries. The Gambians are mostly just the average laborers, or if they are lucky they can be drivers. But most of the money and the profit goes outside the country. So you do that for the construction sector. If you look at the fishing sector, now that is controlled by non-Gambians. You get the Chinese, it's been given to them. Fish is an area, we used to have abundant fish in this country. You bring in trawlers, give it to Gambians, they can manage it. They can fish, the fish can come here, it can be processed, and we can sell it outside. The 100 million that we were saying a region will invest in for young people. We said, milk, you can make it, if in the US, I'll tell you, I've gone to some places, I visited them when I was in the US. You'll find someone who has like 75 cattle, and they have a dairy farm. They have a manufacturer, they can produce milk. 75, only 75 cattle. They can produce milk because the cattle will produce a lot of milk, and that milk, they will process it into powdered milk. So what the milk and the powdered milk can be sold. So in the Gambia, we can make powdered milk in this country. I mean, ketchup, we don't need to import. Groundnut, we can process it locally in the Gambia. Water here, we can process it here locally. I mean, we talk about the millionaires who will import. You will help Gambians who are interested in doing business. Open facilities for them, give them credit facilities. I mean, give them loans at concessional rates. Let them import the rice, the sugar. Some of the things they can bring here and bag them here locally. There's one Gambian, he brings in sugar for a very long time. He bags it here. But you get other people, some Lebanese, they bring in rice and bag it here. Some Indians, they bring it. Our Gambians can do it. What is in being a multi-millionaire? A year you make $10, $20 million profit as a businessman. And all you do is, you go to this year, or you go to India or some other country, you take your facility or money, you buy rice, 100,000 bags of rice, you bring it in the Gambia and sell it and you make your profit. Very simple, you just take the money. It's a facility, you don't even take the money. It's a credit facility, you go to somebody and say, I want 100,000 bags of rice. They supply the bags of rice to you, you sell it to the Gambians, and you make $10, $20 million profit. And to tell me Gambians cannot do that, why must we not support Gambians? Empower them. They are Gambians who have the idea, they have the knowledge, they have the know-how. I mean, they are interested and they are serious. You can support them. We talk about our farmers. You go to the farmers, I mean, you give them power tillers, you give them tractors, you give them combined harvesters. I mean, you give it to them on credit, payable within 10 or 20 years. This is what happens in Europe. This is what has been happening in America. This is what has been happening in Asia, in all those countries. You give it to them, a farmer, you give them a tractor, a power tiller, I mean, and then you give them seed and fertilizers on credit for the first year. I mean, give him 5 years, he will be a rich person. I mean, it's very simple. Even people who do driving and they are interested in being a taxi. You see somebody who is very serious, he doesn't have funds, he will do taxi for somebody else. Why can't we have a bank that will cater for them? If somebody wants to buy a taxi, you come in, they give you 250, 300, or maybe 500,000. You know, they can get those things and then we work and pay it off. That is how the economy is doing. You make sure that capital is available. You cannot do it without capital. You need first the capital. You need the know-how. I mean, then you build capacity. If they need equipment, you give them equipment. We should be able to build our own buildings. We should be able to build our own buildings. Even buildings here, you see contractors that we have. You get Indian contractors. You get Chinese contractors. And now, even farming. Now you get people who are not Gambians. I mean, they are farming potatoes in this country. They are farming onions in this country. They are doing bananas in this country because they have the means. They have the facilities. We have the land, but not the means. Government is the one who should be able to at least give us those opportunities so that we have access to land to help develop capacity, so that we have the equipment that we need. Believe me, it is very, very simple. It's very easy. Those are part of our agendas that every region, like we said, Gambia, every region a factory. We'll make sure that every region has a factory. We'll make sure that every region will at least invest $100 million, and we'll make sure that we'll support Gambians so that there's at least 5 millionaires. And within a short time, the Gambians will take charge of their country. They'll be the richest people in this country. They will be involved, and then it will make it easy for the government to make sure employment will not be a big crisis. I mean, you guys in the media, you know as much as I do. You have a good idea. You say, okay, I want to support the media. I need my equipment. You can have the best idea, and you can be the most intelligent person. Maybe you might be the best journalist, but you need a place to rent. You need the equipment. I mean, you need staff. You need your tables. You cannot afford it. So what will you do?